Namaste and welcome to YogaCaupla. We shall begin with Shanti Patha, Sahana Bhavatu. Please everyone sit comfortably and close your eyes. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Saha Veeryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes. Namaste everyone. You all must be wondering what happened to Yoga-Mela. From now on, Yoga-Mela and YogaCaupla will be organized every alternate months. Next month, we shall have Yoga-Mela. It will be a wonderful combination of education, sharing, fun, and entertainment. For YogaCaupla, today we have an esteemed guest, Professor Shri Ravindranath Bodhe sir, who would enlighten us on the topic Yogic value of Asana. Before we hand over the platform to Professor Bodhe sir, Dr. Rajani Pradhan ma'am would like to make some announcements.
Thank you very much, Shraddha, for beginning the program. So happy to see all of you. Namaste, namaste, namaste to everybody. Yes. Hello. Very happy and delighted to see you all. Yes, I see Flavio, Smita, Sunita, Garima, Sonoko, Nivedita, Mini. Ivan. Ivan is there. Okay. Very nice to see. Francis has come. Palina, Smita. Okay, so namaste once again to everybody. It's a great pleasure, immense delight, great honor and privilege to have Professor Shri Ravindranath Bodhe sir with us in the Yoga-Caupala. So first of all, let me welcome sir. Sir, namaste and welcome to Yoga-Caupala.
Namaste, namaste, namaste everyone.
It's a great pleasure, immense delight, great honor and privilege to have Professor Shri Ravindranath Bodhe sir with us in the Yoga-Caupala. So first of all, let me welcome sir. Sir, namaste and welcome to Yoga-Caupala.
Namaste, namaste, namaste everyone.
I, on behalf of all of my friends who have gathered here, wish to thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation to come here and talk with us. So it is a great privilege for all of us to have you here, sir. May I read a few lines about Shri Bodhe sir? Professor Ravindranath Bodhe sir has been working in Kaivalyadhama, Lonavala since 1984 in the field of research and education. As a researcher, he has the credit of editing several critical editions in Hatha Yoga and has experience of teaching several subjects such as Yoga and Cultural Synthesis, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Hatha Yogic texts, Value Education and Yoga, and he has authored a few books. One of the very respected and well-known work by sir is Biography of Swami Kaivalyadhama, Yogi and Scientist. Then he has also authored a book, Yoga and Value Education, which is this book. And he has, to his credit, many research papers and many other research work. So before we start our interaction with sir, there are a few announcements which I would like to make here because of the esteemed presence of all of you and sir as well. First of all, I am very happy to to announce the beginning of an organization which is going to be working in the field of yoga, Sanskrit, Vedanta, music, and Indian culture, and related fields. This organization is named as Nada-Laya Yoga. May I request Akshay to please introduce Nada-Laya Yoga. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you very much. So from now onward, the Yoga-Mela and Yoga-Caupāla will be conducted under the aegis of Nada-Laya Yoga. And I'm very happy to again share with you that this organization has been registered with the Charity Commissioner, Greater Mumbai. So this is about Nada-Laya Yoga, the organization. And now let me tell you a little bit about this Yoga-Caupāla. Once again, Dr. Praveena Shetty is the reason and the inspiration to begin this kind of platform where we will be able to interact with one expert from the field of yoga and interact with them and ask our doubts and questions and also talk to them. So this is about Yoga-Caupāla. Now, the very first course that Nada-Laya Yoga is going to launch is Sanskrit. Read, write, pronounce, and transliterate. Now this course is almost available on Udemy. It is waiting only for one announcement from Sir, and then within few days, I think it takes, I don't know, 3 days or 7 days. It takes few days for it to be available for us to take that course. So this course, here you will be able to learn the language Sanskrit, the Devanagari Lipi, means the Devanagari script in which Sanskrit is written. You'll be able to train your ears to listen to chanting, create awareness for correct sound. There is a handbook on entire course material, wonderful audios of Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, some shlokas, some mantras, stotras, etc. are there. Actually, Sanskrit purifies our speech, Sanskrit purifies our mind, and Sanskrit purifies our life. So this course is there for everybody, and no prior knowledge of Sanskrit is needed. If anybody is complete fresher, it is for them. In case if somebody knows little bit of Sanskrit, then you can take your understanding to next level. So with this, we come to our esteemed guest, Professor Shri Bodhe sir. Now, yeah, Namaste sir, and welcome again to
Yes.
the Yoga-Caupāla.
Before Namaste everyone. Before we proceed for Caupāla, Yoga-Caupāla, I would like to say about the course Nada-Laya Yoga. It's a wonderful course. It makes, it gives the knowledge of Sanskrit. If we know the original literature of Sanskrit, we can have the joy of learning our culture yoga in original form. So for better understanding of not only yogic texts, but through them oneself, this course, which has been made very easy, so it is open and one can take help of that. I request all those who are interested must join the course. They shouldn't miss it, because it will give us the opportunity to get acquainted with the mother of all the languages, Sanskrit. So, and
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
the way in which it is presented in a simplified way, actually, many times I am saying, many times I ran from Sanskrit only because of the methodology in which the Ratantam was there. But this course will help attract the attention of even novice. So, this is designed from the angle of even foreigners who are not at all acquainted. So, from that angle also, it has the potentiality. So, it should be joined, and it is open. And credit goes to the group just now mentioned by Madam, including herself. So, this much about the Nada and Nada Lay course. Then
Yeah.
next, coming to next Chaupal, the concept Chaupal is a very beautiful concept. It is the reincarnation of the concept Upanishad in modern times. In Upanishad, we sit near. Again, sitting is asana, and today's topic also is asana.
Yeah.
So, sitting near the Guru in order to have knowledge and communication, this concept, Upanishadi concept, has been renovated and presented in the form of Chaupal, and hope that will carry the discussion in the long run. So this much about the concept Chaupal, and further today's topic. Madam has very good questions to
Yeah.
stimulate.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
first of all, thank you very much for opening the course for all of us, sir. And now we come to the Chaupal. And the very first thing I want to ask, sir, is how asanas are related with our day-to-day activities.
Yes. Yes. This is one of the very important questions, crux of the discussion. See, going back to certain, some introduction. See, the Yoga Vidya, which we read from books, is a secondary source. Actually, this Yoga Vidya has come from the real experiences of the yogis, rishis. So they saw the truth, Rishi Darshanat. They saw the reality, and then they expressed it through the words, through the language, through the literature. And on the basis of those words, language, we are going back to reality. Actually, these asanas, what we do is that we are practicing asanas in our life. I mean, I would like to have your attention, careful attention about this line. We are practicing asanas in our life by being away from life. See, our asana practice is in modern times is restricted to only 2 times a day. We are part-time yogis.
Yes, yes.
What we are doing in remaining 22 hours is also part of the life. So, yoga, including asanas, are to be yoga is to be performed 24 hours.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
And from that point of view, what the question is that how asanas are related with life. Actually speaking, I would like to say that along with, I'm not belittling the importance of practicing asana in a secluded place in one room. I am not saying that. But what I want to say that the real crux of asanas is understood while living life, actual life. The niceties, the various terms after which the asanas are named, vrikshasan. Now, take for example, vrikshasan. It relates us to the environmental concern, which is very important matter today.
Yes, very much. Yes, sir.
In one of the years, there was one student in Kaivalyadhama. I asked him, what do you do? He said that I take the, what you call, contract of cutting trees, and he has come to perform Rakshasan.
Oh. Oh.
So by this, what I want to say is that when we are performing Vrikshasan, a concern from environment is the must. Without that, our Vrikshasan is not just standing on one leg. Of course, it is so, and it has the physical benefits. No doubt, we are not denying that. But then, along with physical benefits, it has a message. It helps us to grow the concern with environment.
Yes, yes, sure, sir.
The environment, because our Mother Earth needs trees, and we are cutting them. This awareness, which is part of value education among children, and say this is one aspect, but another aspect which is very related with life is that what type of tree I want to be. A bonsai tree,
yeah,
or a tree full of what you call poison, or just showy tree. What kind of tree? And another see, there are so many qualities associated with tree which are related with life. And what I want to say is that these practices of asana are performed very monotic in a very mechanical way. But the concepts, the values, the emotions associated with tree, one must undergo those experiences. And that is the message of Vrikshasan. See, Vriksha gives everything without discrimination.
Yes.
If someone comes under the tree, doesn't ask which caste ko tum belong karte ho.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It gives everything without any discrimination.
Yeah.
So this lack of discrimination or non-discrimination is very much needed today in the society for the unity of the society. So it is in this way, not only Vrikshasan, but other asanas also are there. Even take Dhanurasan.
Yeah.
Dhanurasan. Now, in man's life, aim is very much necessary. Aim.
Yes.
Target.
Yes, sir.
For personality development is, unless aim is there, there will be no, in what direction man will channelize one's energy if there is no target or aim.
Yeah.
So Dhanurasan, from Dhanurasan, we should learn of the concern of having the aim, deciding the aim. What for I am studying?
Yeah.
What for I am living? The aimless life is Kati Patang. It is non-awareness of aim is Avara. The spelling is same. Awareness and Avara.
Yes,
So
yes.
from Dhanurasan, it's a bow pose. And the bow pose has been very nicely utilized in the Upanishads also. See, there is a target, Brahma.
Yeah.
And the Atman, there is the arrow.
Yeah.
And this concept of Dhanurasan can be used to explain what you call the concept of education. Concept of education. Madam's, your question is a very pertinent question, and you have raised it on behalf of the listeners and
Yes,
yoga
sir.
lovers.
Yes, sir.
So with this bahana of your question, I am getting what you call occasion to explain so many things, which are, my mind is getting crowded about all these things. But then this, what I want to say is that education is one of the very important aspects of life. And now the question is how asanas are related with life. See, life must have a education, and this concept of education, in that there are three things are there. See, there is aim of education, there is content of education, and there is method of education. And content means, I mean, curriculum, syllabus, through which we reach our aim. Our aim. What is education? What is aim in education? Leading good life. Leading good life, and which means many things. Under the concept of good life, there are many things, and understanding those, just listening those values which go to constitute good life. Education helps us through curriculum to reach good life. Shall I repeat it? Education helps us. See, education is the has the aim of leading good life. That is the target. Aim. And through the content, because education has three things. One is content of one is aim of education, one is content of education, and one is method of education. Through the content of curriculum, we reach the aim, that is good life. And good life consists of among many other things. Every society has concept of good life. Well, our society's concepts of good life and other societies' concepts of good life, there may be overlapping of the emphasis, but more or less values are the same.
Yes.
For example, let me allow to elucidate. So, for example, the pursuit of knowledge is one of the aspects of good life. Pursuit of knowledge. Whether knowledge is empirical or transcendental is a different thing.
Okay.
But pursuit of knowledge is one of the aspects of good life.
Yeah, it is.
There is no doubt. Whether it is Japanese society or whether it is Indian society or American society. But pursuit of knowledge is must.
Yes, yes.
And it is this is one of the aims of good aims of education, that it should initiate us, or it should help us in pursuing knowledge. And what I want to say, madam, is that the asanas, some asanas help us to pursue knowledge. I'm not saying every asana, but there are certain asanas that help us to pursue knowledge. For example, Swami Kaivalyadhama classified asanas in 3 ways. Very famous. The 3 types of classification of asana, and this is one of the classification of asanas, not only the classification, because every classification has its own purpose. Swamiji, from physical culture point of view, has classified the asanas in 3 ways. For example, the meditative poses, then the relaxative poses, and cultural poses. It's a wonderful way of classifying the asanas. But then, from educational point of view, asanas can be reclassified. I am just requesting to view asanas from this angle.
Yes, yes, sir, yes.
And before accepting, let us try to question and understand it.
Yes.
I'm not saying that uncritically should be accepted. So there are, see, taking into consideration the aims of education, and the every education has values inbuilt in it, and those values are passed from one generation to another generation by education. And education has curriculum, and asana is one of the curriculums. aspects, and through asana we can cater the need of helping the society, helping the members of the society realize several aspects of good life.
Yeah, yeah,
And one of the aspects of good life is pursuit of knowledge.
yeah.
Another aspect is that preservation of culture.
Oh.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I would like to invite attention. See, I am just mentioning these aspects of good life. But then some of these aspects of good life, I would like to show that they are they are worth pursuing through asanas.
Oh.
The
Through asana.
logic is that these are aspects of good life, ideals of good life,
Hmm.
and ideals of good life become aims of education.
Oh.
Ideals of good life
Ah.
become aims of education.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
Now, and what is the aim of education? To take the member of the society, to help the member of the society realize the ideals of good life. That is the
Yes.
aim of education. And this aim can be achieved through anything, including asanas. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying only yoga is fit for this. Any good education. But we are students of yoga.
Yeah.
So we must be related with how yoga can help us in realizing the aims of good life.
Yeah.
हम योग का खाते हैं. So my concern is limited with yoga, but every curriculum, whether it is mathematics, whether it is Nadalaya, whether it is Sanskrit, whether it is language, whether it is science, every curriculum helps to realize aspect of good life in its own way. And to the extent asanas help to realize the aspects of good life, they are related with life in this grand way. Of course, I am not denying, again, I am repeating, asanas have their effects on body and mind.
So,
Okay.
sir, these effects limited only to body and mind?
Yes,
or
it is
are they
one of your questions.
Beyond also, beyond
Yes.
like Dhanatmak or Bhavatmak,
Yes,
or
yes,
Bhavanatmak,
yes, yes.
Vicharatmak.
Yes.
What are
These
these
effects are not limited only to body and mind. For this purpose, I would like to present the thing in this way. See, education or yoga is for individual. And the individual is psychosomatic personality.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And this psychosomatic personality has been named by different names in literature. For example, in Indian literature, this psychosomatic personality is named as Kshetra.
Yes, and Ghata also.
And Ghata also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, there are two concepts which are related with psychosomatic personality. Also, Sukshma Sharir and Sthula Sharir. Okay. Manokaik. Manokaik. So, and these practices are meant to make the ghata eligible to hold the water.
Yes.
Itna pakao. The baking, tweaking, and also plowing the kshetra.
Yes, halasana.
Halasana. Yes. So every aspect of yoga, insofar as it is meant for man, and man is nothing but combination of mind and body. But then mind and body, they are asana or asanas are related. The effects are related not only with mind and body, but then see we have one very beautiful concept in Indian culture, and that is kosha.
Yeah. Panchakosha.
Pancha Kosha. Yoga has a message for entire 5 koshas.
Yes. Yes.
See, Swami Kaivalyadhama said that yoga has a message for body.
Yeah.
Yoga
mind.
has a message for
Mind.
mind and soul. I would like to say that yoga has a message for all the koshas.
Yeah. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya,
yes, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. But unfortunately, today we have, because we are part-time yogis, we have restricted the use of yoga only for pranamaya and annamaya.
Annamaya, yes. Yes.
We have become materialistic.
Yes, yes, yes.
And one of the purposes of yoga is help the individual society to learn complete life wherein both material and spiritual values are realized. But today we are only realizing material values at the cost of spiritual values, one-sided.
So are we a loser? Are we a loser? Because
yes,
because there is so much that asana can give us, and we are just taking little bit from it and being happy. And
we are taking iceberg.
We are fools. Huh?
Only iceberg.
Oh yes.
That
yes.
So we are loser in the, and in order to avoid this, Swamiji long back in 1924, when he established this Kaivalyadhama, he had the ideal of synthesizing material and spiritual together. And that's why he has named the college as Yoga and Cultural Synthesis.
Yes. He could see for,
he is a
for the times to come.
Yes, he is visionary.
Yeah, visionary.
So today, materialistic attitude, society is undergoing so many crises. Day to day, we are seeing the cases of these crises. And one of the things which he visualized is that, or yoga is very fit medium, that yoga must be pursued in order to solve the problems of the society.
Yes, yes.
I am making this very bold statement. Even if yoga has 5,000 years history, if it does not help us to understand myself, understand our society, understand my life, today's problems, and today's problems are, how many things are there? Divorce is one of the problems. People, we say, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, and we are sending our parents to what you call Vridhashramas.
Yeah.
I mean, this is irony. These are the problems. We are undergoing so many problems in the society. Education problem is there. And value crisis are there. So drug addictedness is there. The other day it was asked to Pune students which college is best. Students came with the answer, the college which has minimum classes. I mean, this is one of the, what you call, under the name of Satyam Shivam Sundaram, sex education is given in Pune. This is how. See, the question whether asanas or yoga has a relation with life is not, it is synonym with life. Yoga is synonym with life. So, yes. Shall I continue?
No, sir, some disturbance was there.
Yes. Let us call Antaraya. Some Antarayas were there.
Yeah.
So, So the thing is that, see, the ideals of good life, again, pursuit of our culture. If we are not going to preserve our culture, who is going to preserve our culture? Now, I am not saying that Indian culture, our culture is not Indian. To whichever culture one belongs, yoga is helpful. Asanas are helpful in understanding one's own culture. One's own education, one's own relations. Because yoga is to relate. Jodna. We have to connect ourselves with life. So in this way, preservation of culture, and moreover, development of character also is one of the characteristics of good life. Satu dirghakal nairantir satkar sevito. That is the key for developing character.
Yes, precisely. Yes, sir.
Samskaras, repeated sanskaras. Patanjali is very wise. Wise psychologist. He is many things, but wise, very wise person. So, and this character, this Satu Dirghakala Satkara Sevato, these are non-yogic values, madam. They are not, these are not yogic values. All the values or all the things which appear in the yogic texts are not yogic at all. Yoga also requires other values. Now, Satkar is not a yogic value.
Oh.
Shraddha. And that's the reason why Satkar and Shraddha is required in every religion, in every culture. They are universal values, including yamas, niyamas. They are not yogic at all. Yamas, we call them yogic. They are not yogic. And that's the reason why the need of yama, niyamas is felt by every religion, every culture, including Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. So there are, in order to realize yogic values, there are some non-yogic values.
So what do you mean by non-yogic?
Non-yogic. Now tell me, in Hatha Pratipika, Sahasat, Dhairyat, Utsahat, Janasanga Tyagat, these are non-yogic values. Sahas, Dhairya, Tattvagyan. So, yogic in order to realize yogic values, we have to take help of non-yogic values. Oh,
so it is like Bahiranga Sadhana to get into Antaranga Yoga.
Okay, it is one of the ways of explaining Bahiranga and Antaranga, instrumental values.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that not all values are yogic. And yogic values need to be realized through non-yogic values.
Okay.
And that is the reason why one must learn to make a distinction, very important distinction between the effects of asanas and the values which bring those effects. And we see the yogic experience, हमें आसन करते हैं तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. अरे that is the effect of asanas. Okay, that is the effect of asanas. And of course, the experience related with effect is experience, no doubt. But then, in order to realize those effects, there is needed to be followed, to be internalized a host of other values like sincerity, humbleness, sensitivity, cooperation, open-mindedness, doubting mentality, and so on and so forth. They are not what you call yogic in that sense, and that's the reason why yogena yoga kartavya. Just that we have. So mullena mulya kartavya. But first mulya is non-yogic, maybe yogic. So it is in this way. When we understand the effects of asanas, we must make. I'm just urging the yoga community to try to make a distinction for the better understanding of the yogic experience. No doubt, yoga is experiential science. But our experience is related only to Annamaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh. अरे मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, but yoga also speaks of very finer values. See, yoga is union. My coming in contact with union, with myself, with others, with society must result into harmony. Whenever I come in contact with others, harmony must be the result. So when I do yogasana, I must see that this harmony is created in my life, in others' life, in society's life. So such is the great import for these asanas, which we have forgotten and limited only to physical benefits of asana or even pranayam.
Yes,
See, and then we have development of, I was talking of development of character. So yoga must help us to develop the character, and that is very much necessary. Doing the things in a regular way. So to dirghakal nirantar satkar sevito. This welcoming attitude. Tell me by which asana this welcoming attitude will come. We have to purposefully bring this welcoming attitude. See, there is one sutra that is the more tivra samveganam asana. Tivra samveganam asana is a very general requirement to be fulfilled for enlightened life. More samveg, tivra samveg, the aim will be nearer. There is nothing yogic in that, but Patanjali has given a place of sutra to that. Tivra samveganam asana.
Yes.
So this tivra samveg, you must be very much what you call well motivated. Tabhi samveg aayega. See, nowadays we every parent expect their children to get up early in the morning.
Yes.
But the children do not get up early in the morning. But then if their trip is going to somewhere early in the morning, without even bell goes, alarm goes, they get up.
Yes.
Why? Because they are well motivated. So we have to place before them, or we have to help them to have tivr samveg. Everything. So this is one of the factors of yoga education. What yoga says is that in order to educate the children, motivate them. Tivra samveg. Then the aim will be very near asana. I mean, it is in this way, value educational commentary can be written on Yoga Sutras.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And one of the attempts is my book.
Yes.
In which I have tried to do this.
Yeah. We see that.
Yeah. And then there are other aspects of good life also. That is, scientific temper has to be developed by education, and asanas help us to develop scientific temper. That is scientific knowledge. What I want to say is that people may get confused that how it is related. See, the thing is that scientific temper is a matter of knowledge, inquiry, analytical knowledge, studying the problem from different angles, pros and cons. Okay, seeing the reality from different angles. Which is the open-mindedness. Mind must be free from bias and dogmas, that is kleshas.
Yes.
Kleshas are nothing but dogmas. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesh. So mind must, for scientific attitude or scientific purposes, mind must be free from kleshas. Okay. And that is the purpose of kleshatanukaran.
क्रिया योगा. सर वहीं पर एक बात है, आप बोलते हैं अपने लेक्चर में कभी कभी, सुना है आपसे ही, आसन मारो तो क्या खाक आसन मारो.
मैं आता हूँ उसको. मैं आता हूँ आसन मारो. So see, the thing is that asanas are not only related for physical benefits purposes, back pain and so on. The real benefits of asana, unless and until the inner psychology or inner consciousness is developed, we cannot reap the full benefits of asanas. Because asanas, if we study a literature on asanas, and one of the very good ready-made literature available on asanas at one place is the concept asana in our Yoga Kosha of Kaivalyadhama. There are nearly 24 references on asanas at one place. Okay, and there, if we go through the Yoga Upanishads and other Upanishads, for example, Darshana Upanishad says that you say, I am answering the question, asana maro to kya? Hak asan maro. By that, I want to say that asana is not a just physical posture. Asana is not just a physical posture. It is a state of consciousness. It is a state of awareness, Brahma awareness. And that's the reason why in one of the Mandala Brahman Upanishad, it said that it is a state of Nishchaya, Nishchayatmak Jnana, Nishchay Jnana. And when this Nishchay Jnana comes, when there is no Vishaya, when the consciousness is with Ananta, then there is Nishchaya. Otherwise, with Sansar, there is always doubt, lack of Nishchaya.
Yes.
Source of stress. So, asana is a state of Nishchaya Jnana. Look at the great height that these Upanishad raised to asanas. And that's the reason why asana, unless and this Nishchaya Jnana, unless and until one controls over one's asas, one's desires, there is no freedom from Vishayas. And that's why asana, one has to control the desires and hopes and so on and so forth. That is the highest scale of asanas. The lower scale is Stairyam, Marogyam, Changalagavam. That is lowest. But Nishchaya Jnana, or even it is said that it is a state where Brahmachintana is possible. I'm just quoting from Tejabindu Upanishad. So Trisikhi Upanishad, see, Sarva Vastuni Udasina Bhava.
Wow. Kya baat hai?
Asana is a bhava or state of emotion which is dispassionate towards the worldly things. This concept comes in the very definition of asana given by Patanjali when he says Ananta Samapatti. What is Ananta Samapatti? Withdraw yourself from Trigunas and apply yourself to Ananta, because Trigunas give you Sant knowledge.
Yeah.
And asana requires mind to be Samapatti, to be one with, to merge with Ananta. And Vishaya Jnana, Vishayatid Jnana is Ananta Jnana. So, and Vishaya is related with Asa, which has to be killed. Asa na maro. Vishayas must be. So, it is Vairagya, nothing but Vairagya. Asana requires Vairagya. Udasin bhava. One of the definition is asana is udasin, sitting on a highest place. Udasin. It's not udasin, dejected. It's not udasin. It is asan, transcendent state. Asana is a transcendent state, and that's the reason why. And also look at Padmasan. Padmasan is a very beautiful asana in the sense that Padma is in the lotus but untouched, but Padma is in the mud, but it is untouched by mud.
Yes.
Similarly, the human consciousness while performing Padmasana must not get touched by the mud of the Trigunas of the samsara.
Padma patramivambasa.
Padma patramivambasa. So that concept is there in Padmasana.
Yes, yes, yes.
And this is also useful for students. Students while studying must not get disturbed by the distractions going on around him. So Padmasana is not taught in this way.
So, sir, each and every practice we can look at from
value education point of view.
From value education as well as
spiritual
usefulness in day-to-day life, as well as spiritual pursuit.
Yes. Because according to yoga, the material and spiritual are not two different things. They are related. Two things of one reality.
Oh, Paramarthik Satta and...
Yes. See, here Sankhya doesn't work. It divides two things.
Yes.
Or Vedanta conceives reality as only spiritual. And materialists conceive as only material. But yoga, Patanjali Yoga says that reality is one having two aspects. Of course, so asanas have philosophy behind them. And in that way, asana maro, unless you take a particular view of the world, you must be spiritual. If you are taking materialistic view, asana will be for bhoga and not for yoga. For what you are adopting yoga? For bhoga or for yoga? That has to be decided. So I was talking that these good lives, aspects of good life, scientific temper. And what has happened, madam, is that in order to, our society is undergoing the crisis at present. And these crises need to be overcome. And for overcoming these crises, the Education Commission has recommended certain values to be taught as a curriculum in schools and colleges. And the values which they have recommended are nothing but, it will be very interesting, are nothing but yamas and niyamas.
Bilkul. Yes.
And these yamas and niyamas can be made part of yogic education. Actually speaking, yogic education is education in Kriya Yoga. And Kriya Yoga is a combination of three forms of yoga. Because there are values in definitions of yoga. There are values in forms of yoga. And there are values in methods of yoga, and so on and so forth. At all levels, there are values. And that's the reason why yoga is one of the apt methods. Yoga is one of the apt methods for value education, including asanas. And the thing is that this Kriya Yoga has to be developed. And just now I was talking of ideals of good life. And ideals of good life consists at least three important things. What are these? I mean, the three. Kriya Yoga consists of three energies to be developed. Which are those three energies? The three energies are Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti,
and Ichha Shakti. Yes.
And how to develop them? These three Shaktis. Now, the very interesting thing is that without going more details, just this sentence I would like to pass it on, share it, that these Shaktis need to be developed by birth. See, yoga doesn't give us knowledge. Sorry to say. Yoga never gives us knowledge. But it gives us ability to acquire knowledge through Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is related with acquiring knowledge. And acquiring knowledge requires open-mindedness, doubting mentality. taking everything into consideration, pros and cons, rational thinking, without dogmatism. This is the scientific method, science, objectivity. Okay, and this is a matter of knowledge. And in order to acquire knowledge, these values must be made of human consciousness. And now the question is how to develop my Jnana Yoga, how to develop my Kriya Yoga, Karma Yoga, and how to develop my Bhakti Yoga. And these three are required for, these are the part and parcel of Kriya Yoga, and the purpose of Kriya Yoga and the purpose of education are same. What is the purpose of education? To identify the crisis in the society, bad values, negative values in the society, which yoga terms them kleshas. And there are modern kleshas also, terrorism and so on and so forth. So the purpose of education is to identify these negative values and replace them by positive values. This is the purpose of education. Very much, very near to yogic education.
Yes.
The vitarkas need be replaced by vicharas. Of course, yoga goes one step further. Even these vicharas are to be transcended. Are to be transcended. But then we are not making the students yogis. Even to this extent that this klesha tanukaran, overcoming the crisis the society is undergoing, that is for that purpose a scientific attitude is necessary. And this scientific attitude, in order to develop some asanas, can be made use of. And some of the asanas are viparita karni, viparita karni or brahma mudra, because they see in viparita karni we are taking the reality from different angles. Presently we are standing on our legs and seeing the reality, darshana, but it is proving inadequate. Then we have to change our angle. So viparita karni symbolizes need of change in one man's life. When present values are felt inadequate, incomplete,
change the perspective.
Change the perspective. Chalo phir se ajnabi ban jaye. New way of life.
Yes.
So man must always feel the need of altering the ways of life. And that's the reason why Viparit Karni has to be performed 24 hours. Because we see, unless the inadequacies of the present are felt, we cannot bring transformation.
Precisely.
And Viparit Karni is need of transformation. And Brahma Mudra, let the knowledge come from all sides. See, Brahma Mudra helps us not only in getting health of neck, it is there, neck, rotate neck, but then let knowledge come from all sides. Let me receptive to all influences, be tolerant and secular, and receptive and sensitive to all what is happening around me. So for knowledge sake, for sadhyaya, there can be, for gaining knowledge, there can be other asanas, but I have sorted out these two, that is Viparit Karni, and Viparit Karni also includes Sarvangasana.
Yes.
Okay, topsy-turvy mudra, headstand, and which has very interesting connotations from educational point of view. See, shoulder stand is also one of the forms. Shouldering one's own responsibility is shoulder stand. Shouldering the responsibility of my family, my nation, my society. If you are performing shouldering stand without the sense of or sensitivity towards responsibility, Your asana is just gymnastic exercise. Asana is not just posture. Unless these niceties of sensitivity on conscious level are accompanied to your experience of these asanas, until that asanas will be just gymnasium. And that's the reason why these sensitivities are not effects of asana. They are the concomitant prerequisites of asana. That's why in the beginning I said that let us try to make a distinction between effects of asanas and the prerequisites to get those effects. They are requirements to be fulfilled. They are not effects.
Yes.
Seeing the reality from different angles is the need of Viparita Karni, technique of Viparita. Take how beautifully Patanjali explains the definition of asana. He spends 3 sutras. Okay. One is what is asana, Sthira asana. Okay. And then the second is the Prayatna Shaithilya. See, your performance of asana must be accompanied by Ananta Samapatti and Prayatna Shaithilya. It's not the effect of asana. It is the requirement of asana. And then the effect.
Tato Dvandvana Bhigata.
Tato Dvandvanam. And these Dvandvas are nothing but one of the definitions of yoga is samatva.
Samatva yoga uchyate.
And samatva has so many shades. Samatva has so many shades. Being balanced outside and inside. What you are and what you appear to be. That is also. So Purushartha also is another model of samatva. You don't give exclusive importance to one Purushartha. There must be a balanced view. Yes. So samatva has a wider application in life. Wider application in life. So it is in this way, these have to be, see, and that's the reason why I was talking of Swadhyaya, how knowledge can be developed through Swadhyaya, through the help of asanas. And while doing that, I said that there are certain prerequisites for knowledge to be accompanied while acquiring knowledge. They are unless your pursuit of knowledge is accompanied by these values. For example, the values are love for truth. There will be no knowledge if there. Then critical ability, open-mindedness. Then discrimination between right and wrong is also part of acquiring knowledge. Shravana, manana, nididhyasana. That is also a method, no? So then ability to think about the reality from different angles. That is Viparita Karni. Ek hi angle se mat dekho. And also raising questions. Rational attitude.
Tadvidhi pranipatena.
Yes.
That is what it is.
Yes.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Upadekshanti te jnanam.
Yes.
Jnanena tattva
प्रश्न करते करते सेवई खाओ. See, so there are so many values, and these values are related with yamas, truth.
Yes.
So what I say is that acquiring knowledge, if we have to explain the knowledge acquisition according to yoga, what yoga says that you have to develop your kriya yoga, that is swadhyaya. Through swadhyaya, develop your knowledge ability, jnana shakti. And in order to develop your jnana shakti, you have to follow certain yamas. And that is, they are the prerequisites, they are not the effects.
Yes.
So kriya yoga is the triveni. Triveni of asanas are platform, sources. While performing them, you have to imbibe, internalize yamas and niyamas, and then develop the capacity to know. That is Jnana Yoga.
Jnana Yoga.
This is about knowledge, but forward bending asanas. Because education is education for emotions also. And see what happens when we are performing these asanas, we are not taking care of these emotions, which are very much necessarily to be accompanied as concomitants to the asana experiences. For example, surrender. Forward bending is surrender, commitment, dedication.
Pranipata.
Yes, will and strong willpower must be there. Emotional balance must be there. Education of emotions, attitudes, habits, tolerance, courtesy, punctuality, national integration, respect, justice, all these values, these are forms of pranidhana.
Yes.
In one way or the other. So forward bending, in front of whom I am bending. That is the value scale. What are my values? मैं किसके सामने झुक रहा हूँ? Highest के सामने या lower के सामने? That awareness is very much necessary, and this gives this makes us our willpower stronger. This makes our willpower stronger. So that is bhakti yoga.
Yeah, precisely.
What I want to say is that three things are there. Asanas are sources or platform. Asanas are sources or platform. And while performing asanas, of course, on physical level, there will be effects of asanas, no doubt. But those effects will be more valid and concrete if they are accompanied by these niceties, prerequisites in terms of other values. And that's the reason why three things are needed. One is asana. Through asana, occasions for pursuing knowledge, pursuing action, and pursuing increasing willpower. And correlated asanas. Look at asanas from this angle. And about the halasan, which is meant for tapa, that is kriya yoga, karma yoga. And this halasan is very interesting in the sense that hala invites us to what you call develop healthy work ethos. Healthy work ethos is to be developed, and this is one of the requirements. This is one of the requirements of Education Commission, that in order to overcome the value crisis which our society is undergoing, let children be introduced with the development of healthy work ethos. And this healthy work ethos is nothing but karma yoga.
Yes, sir.
How close? I mean, these recommendations are very close to kriya yoga.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is what I want to bring to educationists today. See, look, the horizons of asanas, horizons of yoga can be extended beyond just mechanical effects of asanas. So this healthy work ethos, there are certain tips which we get in yogic literature, how to develop, just as we saw, there are certain asanas for developing dedication. See, there is nothing, because just we perform forward bending asanas, there will be dedication. Nothing like that. The sense of dedication and commitment and all these things must be accompanied. We have to purposefully invoke these things.
Yeah. So,
otherwise,
sir, your immense contribution in the field of yoga education, we can go on listening to your explanations you know, and it will never get over. I think we will have to introduce one
Wind up,
course for that.
Yes, yes.
So we would like to take some, not exactly questions or queries, just whatever some of our viewers, some of our friends, they would like to raise.
Most welcome.
Yeah, so Smita Jairam has something to ask. May I request Smita to please ask your question?
I think you will help to understand me that question.
Yeah, yes, sir.
If I request for that.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Namaste, Professor Ji.
Namaste, namaste.
Thank you for opening our minds in a whole different angle on how to pursue our asanas. We are very, very fortunate to be hearing your words. I have never been in a class with you. So my question is, how do you incorporate all the values into the asanas while you're in class as a teacher? So I can imagine being in your class and maybe try to get a feel for it as you are describing.
Yes. Would you repeat your question?
So my question is, when you are in your class, how do you incorporate adding these values into the asana? How do you remind your students?
Yes.
To pursue this. See, when we sit and hear you separately as a lecture, and then when we're doing asanas, I think both has to come together.
Both have to come together. Yes. See, and the method for that, synthesizing both these things, is that, see, while performing these asanas, we must always have in our mind what I am learning from these asanas. I am just learning physical aspects of these asanas are also, because every asana has 5 koshas. Every asana is related with physical, mental, and also spiritual and so on. So what benefits or what lessons or what values this particular asana has to give me to educate my mind, educate my body, educate my education, educate my behavior, develop my character. If we are sensitive to these questions, we can get benefited, and we have to live accordingly. And that's the reason why asana is not just a matter of performing asanas in 1 hour in the morning, another hour in the evening. This is a matter of 24 hours. Remaining
so the rest of the time you want us to think about all the values.
Yes.
And to live it.
Correlate those values to your situation.
Okay.
Correlate all those values to Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Because yoga is a matter of 24 hours and not for only 2 hours.
Yeah.
So what we learn in 2 hours in yoga classes, let us try to apply it to our day-to-day life, day-to-day events. Because yoga has come from life and not vice versa. Life has not come from yoga. Yoga has come from life. So yoga, these asanas will help us to understand the life. Try to interpret the events taking place in our life through asanas. If there is any change in our perspective, that is viparita karni.
Namaskar, sir.
हाँ.
Namaskar.
जितेंद्र जी बोल रहे हैं. हाँ जी.
Yes.
Sir, hope you are doing good, sir, and a healthy state.
Yes. मेरी आवाज पहचानो.
So good to hear from you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you mentioned asanas at the Panchakosh level. I understand the physical and the initial level at the Annamaya and physical level, sir.
Yes.
But how does Vipareet Karni go into further level, reaching up to Anandamaya level? Could you kindly guide on few of the examples and take on each of the levels? How do they translate?
Of course, your question is it needs further elucidation and application of the concept. The thing is that in Viparita Karni, we are dissatisfied with the present. We require more and more. See, where it is only when Annamaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh we fulfill the demands of these. Then only we transcend these. So without neglecting the earlier koshas, we have to try to develop the need of higher koshas. So it is in this way, when we go to higher koshas, that doesn't mean that we are running away from the lower koshas. Viparit Karni says that you have fulfilled the demands of that. When you are fulfilled the demands of that, then you transcend. You fulfill the needs and you transcend. So Viparit Karni doesn't mean that just forcibly topsy-turvy fashion. It means that fulfill the demands, needs, and then when you fulfill the needs of lower koshas,
Then you transcend.
Path for higher koshas will be open. Something like that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
This is one of the ways of answering. It's not only the.
So
yes.
now Deepti ji, Jain, Deepti ji, you would like to ask?
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, thanks a lot for this session. Although I joined late in this session, but in the end, whatever I heard from you about the forward bendings. Sir, my question is basically if the person is unable to perform the forward bends due to his or her physical disorders or physical injuries, then how to bring that surrender bhav or the Ishwar Pranidhan or the develop the bhakti yoga in the person? Because certain senior citizens are very difficult to take them through in that surrender bhav or the bhakti bhav. So, sir, please throw some light on this.
Yes. This is one of the very good questions that always is asked. A person who has no legs can perform Vrikshasana. Vrikshasana is standing on one leg. So the thing is that's why I'm saying asana, the posture, asana is not just posture. It's not the body. It is a state of consciousness. And in surrender, in dedication, in pranidhana. See, pranidhana is not just forward bending physically. Pranidhana means surrender. Surrender means commitment. Willpower, strong willpower. It also means what you call tolerance. Dedication, commitment, tolerance, and respect for the good. So even if one is not able to perform physically the forward bending, the essence of forward bending is that being humble, being egoless. That is the dedication or awareness of the highest and submission of oneself to that highest. That is Ananta Samapatti. So that's the reason why even one is not able to bend forward, the senior citizens, they can grow their commitment towards the positive things in life, positivity in life. That is also a dedication, a form of dedication, pranidhan. Here Ishvara is the highest reality, and that highest reality can be accepted in any form and be dedicated and committed to. Even being dedicated to positive things is also forward bending or dedication. So there are so many forms of dedication. In one of the forms, even senior citizens can benefit through forward bending. That in that way.
Yeah. So, sir, I understood that asking them or maybe creating that thought process to come back again and
Yes.
again on the mat also is kind of a determination and that
Yes,
commitment
firm
which they are
determination.
developing, and that is
Yes,
also a
yes,
form
yes.
of the
To be
Shvapranidhana.
determined is forward bending, committed.
Very clearly understood, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Sir.
yeah. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Namaste, sir.
Namaste. Namaste.
So I, on behalf of Nadalaya team, on behalf of Yoga-Mela and Yoga-Caupāla team, I thank each one of you to have come over. You have spent your time with us. We are grateful to you and very happy to have you with us. My heartiest, heartfelt thanks a lot to Sir for enlightening us on this aspect of yogic values of asanas. Sir, we could listen to you for hours and hours. Maybe that is a food for thought, and maybe we should do some other program where we can listen to you for a longer time. So with this, we come to the end of this program. I wish to thank each one of you. I wish to thank Sir, and thanks Akshay and Shraddha for continuously being on the edge and continuously doing the work throughout the month so that this program could happen smoothly. I want to thank Sir Bodhe Sir's daughter Vedaja for helping us in coordinating things and arranging things. And now, I shouldn't say last and not the least, I would say the beginner or the somebody who gave a thought to start this kind of program, Dr. Praveena Shetty. I wish to thank her. Because of her, this program has come to this shape and the way we are here with each other. So thanks one and all. Once again, sir, thank you very, very much. And with this, we are going to conclude today's session. And before that, maybe Akshay, you would like to tell us that your Nadalaya Instagram page is ready or something? I wanted to mention it in the beginning, but in an excitement, I forgot.
Yes, ma'am. I've shared the link on our
okay.
Chat box. So
Okay.
Follow it. We will be regularly updating our updates on the channel. Yes, sir has to say something.
Yes, sir.
हमें भी उन ऋण होने का मौका दीजिए.
Yes, sir.
तो हम ऋण में रहेंगे.
Yes, sir.
I am thankful to all of you, the team, including all the persons whose name you mentioned, for organizing this and giving me a platform or asana to express myself, for sharing the Chaupal.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening and paying attention, and namaskar. Thank you.
So we are going to chant Omkar 3 times.
Yes.
Followed by Shanti 3 times. Please sit comfortably. Sit comfortably. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale for Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes. Namaste. And
Namaste.
thank you very much.